Hey everybody, this is Grace. I'm hoping this isn't going to jump around on this mount. But anyway, in this video I'm going to talk about something that happened in Victorson County on the two websites that are just dedicated to the county. One is called Virtual County, and it's basically more it's more of the county. And then there was a section that started up in a town called the Outlaws within the county, and they made it as Outcasts online. Okay, and it's rougher sort of people. But then recently they had opened it up to where everybody in the county, both of them, can use them. But on Virtual County, they have to use pseudonyms, and their voices and their faces and all that are changed and like blurred for the faces on videos, and voices are changed, and they can't use their real names. So anyway, after they opened it up, for Virtual County, they had to go into like a grocery store with their driver's license, with an picture ID, it has an address and all that, and verify who they are before they got an account. And it hadn't been that way before, but since they were opening it to the whole county, they needed to do that. So there was this woman. Now all of a sudden, she may have been making, her name is Cassie. She may have been making posts before, but recently she had started making videos too. And she may have made some before they changed it to where you had to use pseudonyms and all that, have photo ID with address. They just didn't know. But anyway, word started to get out about Cassie. And, they knew who she actually is in person, because they had to have her photo ID. But word was getting out about her. She's, I think, around late 40s or so, early 50, maybe 50 as much as. But she started posting a lot of things that were misinformation, disinformation, and what she was doing mainly was acting kind of like what some of us call know-it-all. Anytime, on her video, she would give advice on topics that she was not credentialed to do so. She would do it on any subject. Somebody, she did live stream. Some people would ask her, a question, and she would tell them, or she would just talk about things as though she were some kind of an expert. Like I said, any topic. It didn't matter to her. And people, started, and she would also do it in comments on other people's, or, on threads that were written. She just went wild with it. And some people started complaining. They complained to the, each social media website. They complained to the people who run the county, or elders. That's been their tradition. It's part of their culture. They know it. They don't have any problem with it. They grew up in it, and it goes back to the early settlers of that town, of that county. And too many people weren't happy, and saying she was giving out so much false information that was not, like I said, false. It was not at all true, and it was actually could be harmful. Some of it, like I said, any topic that she felt like she wanted to do something on. So anyway, they started reporting it, and they reported it to, also some of them reported it to the elders. And once the elders heard about it, and Virtual County, they said, no, we have to put a stop to this. We have to do something about this, because no. And but it wound up going to Grace's team. Okay, so it's really Grace, Meg, and Faith, not Peg, but it went to their team, and they have been doing some investigations, and they have teams that do investigations, and they run it basically, and on some of the things like this that's going on in the county. Okay, I see that it's jumping around. Sorry about that. I'll try to maybe put a visual effect on it that will make it not look so bad. But anyway, so it got to Grace's team. Now, they they didn't know what exactly to do, because this was something that they were working on to try to find the people that were doing something, doing bad things in the county, because they have so much trouble people making threats and to the elders, to the people that run Virtual County. They're all called original group members, and this was for geeks. So it wasn't just Virtual County, it was the other ones. And so many threats and everything starting back in early 2022 that they're doing these investigations. They're not telling any, the people that they're doing these investigations. So they really don't want to shut her up, too. They want her to do that, but they don't want for that kind of information to get out to the rest of the county, you see. So they have the members, there are thousands of them. The same thing for the other people who were, other people who live in the county, and they're from the original descendants of the original, and all this stuff, and all these, it's probably around 1,000 or so of these elders that they want to be part of the elders that run the county, and not everybody wants to. That's eligible for it. They don't want to, so they don't get involved. They're not considered the elders of the county, even though they are elderly. That makes sense, right? Maybe. I wish I could fix this. Problem is I have to be driving to do it. But anyway, so what are they going to do? They think about what we can do. We can't really shut her up, but because then we would lose so much. So what are they going to do? And well, one thing they figured that they would do is to make it to where her videos, her posts, her everything, they thought that they might be able to do this, would only go to them. Like I said, thousands of people now in the county, and that it would only go to them, and then they would work to basically get her to either change her ways, or maybe it would result in them saying, you come to speak to the elders, or you go to real court. They have their own kind of sense of justice. They don't, immediately. It depends on the problem, the crime or whatever. But usually they say, if it's something that they don't have to right away, they say, one of the options is you come and talk to us about what you're doing. And like I said, this is part of their culture, their heritage, this is the way they were, not really their heritage, but, since they grew up in it. So, they thought about they would do something like that, because the stuff that she was saying was kind of like every professional field that she was, interested in for her own purposes. She would badmouth the professionals in it. She would claim that not even really claim. She would say what she knows that they're doing wrong. Now, she doesn't have the credentials to judge if what they're doing is right or wrong. She just thinks she does. She can say what she wants to. Well, there are limitations, as many people are finding out. I already knew, to what you say. And people are informing her, people who really do kind of think like her, and they're informing her that she needs to be careful with what she's saying. That some people don't appreciate it, but she's just so arrogant, so haughty, so, that she just doesn't agree. Okay, and overall, she just believes she can say whatever, like I just said. And she doesn't, even if she really pays attention to them, she will actually pay attention to some, and she'll say, oh, they're telling me I can't say this and I can't say that. I can, according to the law, say these. And she doesn't really know. She doesn't really know. But she's doing it anyway. And she badmouths other people who do. She's very hypocritical, even though she's doing it herself, you see? So, so that they see that they have a problem with her, like I said, and they're thinking, what would they do? They can have it go to they have ways of making it to where it just goes to people who are part of the original group members, or their children, which are adults, as the 2.0s. You know, they could have thousands of people who could be watching and commenting, but at the same time, they know that this can lead to things like people telling her, well, I don't see yours. I don't get to see yours. You know, what happened to you? People who maybe she knows, you know, in person and everything. So they're not quite sure, because they don't want it to be that you know, that she figures it out, that they're doing that. But they have a feeling she's not that smart, and also that she doesn't really have any true friends. So yeah. Okay, anyway, I think I'm going to leave this one here. I got to go in, like you probably saw. I'm going into Kroger, and I'll talk about this on another video. The rest of it, we'll see what they all decide to do, you know. So we'll see. Talk to you on another video. Bye.